All right, so locations of digits. Again, page 3 or 4, loose leaf paper if you run out of room. The point of this is analyze a number. We need to be able to round it to specific places. So we need to be able to know what the tens, tenths, hundredths place is, what the hundreds place is. We need to know all of that and be able to round to those specific places, as well as know as what having a number there or having a zero in that place represents. So first, read this number aloud. What you should have said is 2,468. The reason that's important is that's what each of these numbers tells us, that there's 2,000 in this number, there's 400 in this number, there's 60 in this number, and there's 8 in this number. That's how many of each of those places there are. There's 2,000s, there's 400s, there's 6 tens, and 8 ones. So that's what that represents. So in this number, go ahead and pick out, underline, what the digits are. Which of these numbers, or which of these that are shown are digits. What you should have underlined is everything except the decimal point. The decimal point is the only thing in this number that is not a digit. Okay? And then that leads us to something that, in my experience, makes a little bit more sense to us when we put things to money. A lot of times that just intuitively makes more sense here. So when we're looking at $97,524.13. What do each of these numbers mean? Well, the 5 here tells us that there's $500 that we have. So there's $500 here. The 5 means there's $500 for the hundreds place. Then the 7, the number right in front of that, tells us that there is $7,000 here. The 3 here at the very end tells us that there's 0.03. So in other words, 3 cents, okay? Or 3/100ths of a dollar. And then the 1 right there tells us that there's $0.1, which means that there's 1/10 of a dollar here. So that is when we talk about placeholders or locations of digits, we're talking about this, recognizing that where the number is in the number in relation to the decimal point tells us which place that number is telling us. Okay, so then when we're trying to do this, if I'm looking at trying to round to a specific place, like this first one, we're rounding to the hundredths place, then the hundredths place is right there. The hundred place without the th is that 3, but hundredths is the 7 right here. So if we want to round to this number here, then same thing like we did in the previous video, we take this 8 is going to round that 7 up. So we'll end up with 1345.6. 7 rounds up to 8. Okay. Next I want the hundreds place, no th. That means that this is more what we're accustomed to, so that hundreds place. That means that I need to round this one here. Look at the next digit is a 4. That's going to round it down to 800. Because this is the hundreds place, it's rounding it to 800. Okay, so 800. Why I'm making it a really big point about that is sometimes I'll have students mistakenly think, oh, that rounds down to 8. Well, if you're thinking about this again in terms of money, you're working a job, you got a part-time job that pays really well, and you get $849 and some change a week. Okay, and they are estimating and say that that rounds down to 800 and give you $8. Right? Oh well, whoa, eight isn't the same as 800. So by the same token, when you round this number to the hundreds place, it's 800, not 8. So then next to the 10th place, that's going to be this digit here. 7 is going to round the 6 up. We'll end up with 1345.6 is going to round up to 7. Then to the tens place is going to get us wherever the tens is. 3 is going to round it to down to 70. So 85570 there. And just like in a previous video, because it's to the left of the decimal, we finish up any trailing digits with a 0. Okay? So then with that, go ahead and try each of these. Okay, then we've got hundredths place. Hundredths place is going to be that number there. So we're going to get 14.65. The hundredths place again, so right there, we've got 19.4. This is going to round that to an 8. Next is tenths place. Tenths place is the first decimal after the decimal place. Then that 9 is going to round that 5 up. So 329.5 is going to become a 6. Hundredths, we've got the second decimal after the decimal point. 7 is going to round that 9 up. Because it's a 9, it'll round to a 10, making that, instead of 39, it'll be 40. So 3845.40. Okay. Over on the right, you've got hundreds place. Hundreds without the TH. So we go to our traditional hundreds section. 4 is going to round the 6. So 146. Place everything trailing after that with zeros up to the decimal. Hundreds place again. So hundreds, going to round, in this case, up. The 8 is going to round it up. So 194 is going to become a 500. Because that 482 is going to become a 500. Okay, it's going to round to 500. It's almost 500, so we're going to round up to 500. Here we want thousands place. So there was our hundreds place. Thousands is going to be the next place. So we've got 5 will round that 9 up. So then instead of 29, that'll be 30. So we've got 330,000. Now, when we start talking about significant digits, we'll have a way to show that we rounded that number there. For now, we don't need to worry about that. The last one on this section, thousands, we've got hundreds, thousands right there. 9 is going to round that up to a 6, so we've got 3846,000. Right? Then your turn. Go ahead and jump over to the worksheet, try that out, check your work, and let me know what questions you guys have in class